No, I don't really talk about too many political things or whatever's in the news or not, but I'm actually going to go ahead and say this, and it might be a bit of an unpopular view. Now, with this whole government shutdown thing, I don't mind the refinance. I mind while we're doing it, okay? I'm really not all for, like, I know part of the reason is because of the wall and funding the wall and stuff like that. Um, that I'm not for, because I do believe that not separating ourselves from the rest of the world, having a visual sign of separating ourselves, I don't think that's the way to fix anything. We're still going to have immigration. They're going to find a way. I do agree with harsher penalties on people who do come into the country illegally, and stuff like that. Um, but as far as everything else we're doing with the Section 8, or we're reworking the Section 8 program and the like all the welfare programs. I actually agree with that. I do agree with that. And I'll leave a short video right here. This is gonna be like a 5-minute video as to why I agree with it. Every one of you out there, those of you who are working, who or those of you who are not working, who could work, I mean. Um, like everyone's seen, and I've actually talked with this girl. Everyone has seen the 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 girl with the pink hair and the lip piercing that put out a video, pretty much an anti-Trump video, talking about why she doesn't want to work and that she feels that people should pay her to live. And I've talked with her personally. Homegirl actually believes that. She legitimately believes that. That's for real. She's not lying when she says that. She's being for real when she says it. Well, and she's subscribed to this channel. She never comments, but she's subscribed here. What are you gonna do now? I told you this day was coming years ago. That eventually something was gonna happen, and it was gonna refinance or we're gonna come down on welfare. And you're not ready for it now. So now what are you gonna do? Right? You should never be dependent on the government to pay your bills for you. You shouldn't. I pay all my own. I buy mine. And I work in the private sector. I don't work for the government. I don't depend on, the government to pay my bills for me. I don't depend on them to pay me, and I don't depend on them to pay my bills for me. Now, is my job somewhat supported by government sector employees? Yeah, just like every other place. So if they don't have the money to spend, will it affect me a little bit? Yeah, but not really. Not a whole lot. Not as much as it's affecting people who do work in the government. If you're able-bodied, and this goes for anybody who's able-bodied who sees this, and you're on welfare, you do deserve this. You deserve what's happening. I've always said I'm never against welfare, even for able bodied people for a short time while you're doing things to improve your life, to find a job. I don't want to sit back and pay taxes on you not wanting to work. If you're legitimately disabled, hey, listen, man, get what you can, and I'm sorry that you're disabled. Right now, even the disability that I'm on, till next week, because I'm going to be returning back to work, um, isn't government funded. It's funded through private insurance. So even right now, the disability that I'm on isn't government funded. Um, I I agree with it, man. I think that you should have never been dependent on the government when you could be up and working. Now, they're not planning on getting like the disabled people or anything like that. They're leaving disability alone, you know. But we're talking about stuff like Section 8, Well, I think with Section 8, what they're doing is the rule is you have to pay 3 times the amount now. So now if you're paying $50 a month in rent, now you have to pay $150. Whatever. I mean, fuck. you know, still not as bad as everyone who's not on it is getting. Nobody is paying $150 a month in rent or getting help with any of their bills like that. Whatever though. Anyway, I'm for it. I'm for redoing these programs because they've been abused for such a long time that we're bleeding money out, and we're already in debt anyway. Stop the bleeding, cauterize the wound, fix the. It's almost akin to you have a bucket and you have a hole in the bucket, and you want to keep the bucket full, but instead of plugging the hole, you just continue to fill the bucket with water, and you fill it with more water than it's draining out, so that it's always full. Or you fill it with the same amount of water that's draining out, so it's always full, right? Why don't you just... But then you're wasting water, because the water is pouring out, and you're wasting it. Why waste it? Why not just plug the hole, cauterize the wound? That's my opinion on it. I'm actually for these programs, and I do feel bad for the people that are going to be homeless now, or really financially set back. But if you're able-bodied, you can get up and work. Get up and get a job. You know what I'm saying? Get up and get a job. Later.